bringing together health professionals, faith group leaders, and leading members of the black and minority ethnic community to try to overcome what it describes as vaccine hesitancy. That's the reluctance of many members of the community to get the jab. Figures show that only half of Asian Londoners say they're likely to get the vaccine, and only a third of black Londoners. And joining me now is Councillor Rachel Robotham, the leader of Westminster Council. Morning, Rachel. Thank you so much for talking to us. Why is there so much hesitancy to get this jab?
Well, I think there's a variety of things. First of all, there's quite natural a wish to understand exactly what the process is to have the vaccine authorised, what the ingredients are, etc. And that's completely natural. And we're putting in place, already have in place measures to give people the information and the facts that they need about that. But there's also a lot of material circulating, which is really concerning, which is myths, it's undermined, it's questioning whether coronavirus even exists, but it's also really spreading pernicious information about the vaccine, suggesting that people are going to be injected with a microchip, it's going to change their DNA, all sorts of things. And so what we need to do is to make sure that people have the information and the facts so that they can be reassured about this.
It is difficult when you are on social media and you are seeing all of that, those lies, basically. But what happens, Rachel, if you do want to learn more about it and you do want to read up about it? How do you know where to go, and how do you know what's true and what isn't?
It's a very good point. So first of all, all of us need to make sure that it is easy for people to get the information they need. So we are putting out information through our public health officials, on our websites, on all sorts of other channels, working with faith and community groups, which are so important. But also this evening we have an event which we're hosting in Westminster, but is aimed at the whole of London, which is bringing together a panel of leading voices of the black and Asian community, health experts, community leaders, faith group leaders. It's going to be chaired by Lord Woolley, who is a really strong voice of the black community, who founded Operation Black Vote 20 years ago, as you know. And so I really hope that this will be something that people can watch, can ask their questions, and can seek reassurance from people who really understand the issues about the safeness of this vaccine. Because as your earlier reporting was showing, it is so vital that we roll out this vaccine as quickly as we can for the people who really need it.
So how do you take part in that? If you want to watch that, or can you ask questions? I mean, what's the procedure?
Absolutely, people can ask questions. Please go to our website where you'll see all of the joining links. So we are live streaming it, but it's also going to be live streamed through all other London councils are live streaming this, so you can look at it through any of those channels. But if you go to our website www.westminster.gov.uk, you can find all of the joining details. And we would just like as many people as possible, anyone who has concerns or who's been targeted by some of this dreadful information that is circulating, please just join, listen to the information, and ask any questions that you have, so that you can seek reassurance about this, because this is about how you and your loved ones and your families and your friends can keep yourself safe.
Because there are a lot of fears. I mean, yes, there are a lot of lies about it online, but the fears that people have about vaccines shouldn't be discredited, but they obviously can get the information that will dispel those fears. I just want to go back to the research, Rachel. Why is it that in certain BAME parts of the community there is this distrust?
I think there's a variety of factors. There's a historic distrust, which is something that we've known for decades we need to work at to bring our communities closer together to tackle historic distrust. So there's an element of that. But I think also what we're seeing is really targeted media. So it's being targeted at particularly at British and Asian groups, and it's really some of it is very pernicious. It's being very slickly produced. It's being fronted by medical experts, and it's really being targeted at those groups. And that's why I think we're seeing the fact that black Londoners are 3 times more likely to refuse the vaccine than others, and that's a really worrying statistic.
And so often when these people claim that they are experts, when you actually look into their background, you actually see that they aren't. So it's also worth mentioning to look at who's saying what. How are you going to deal with this? How do you change that distrust? Yes, you can tell people things, you can have events like this, but how do you change people's minds?
Well, I think it's just by really making sure that everyone has the information they need in an easily accessible way. And we need to be talking to them through the voices of people in their communities, people that they trust. So through faith group leaders, through community leaders, through their neighbours, through people that they, that they're living with, through people in their area. This isn't about me sitting here telling people that this vaccine is safe. This is about bringing together people who those people who are concerned will really listen to. So it could be their imam, it could be other people in their community, people who they will really trust. And I think it's and also what we've also done is done a lot of video clips of people who've had the vaccine, who explain in many cases why they were hesitant, but they got the information they needed, and why they chose to have the vaccine to keep themselves and their families safe. So that is also really important to show people that other people like them have made this choice, have weighed up the balances. And to go back to your point, it is completely legitimate to ask questions about what is the safety of this vaccine, what are all the facts around these vaccines. That is absolutely legitimate, and it's our role to make sure that we are able to direct people to the NHS and other public health websites and information that they need in an easy to understand way to make a safe decision.
Okay, Rachel, thank you so much for talking to us. And just again, that's on Westminster Council website if you do want to have a look at that.